Be Dirk. You are now Dirk. What the hell was going on here again? That's right, you are lodged in the bulbous cleft of Paradox Space's huge foam ass. And we were hoping to trouble you for a bit of context. Something to set our watches to, if you'd be so kind. Perhaps your successive actions will oblige us. Haha, JK young bro, we know you don't give a shit. Go ahead and do whatever feels right. Dirk, go get your sword. You retrieve your unbreakable katana, a real hard sword, for a real hard dude. It was said to be forged by an ancient otaku master, over the heat of a roaring manga fire. It was cooled in an enchanted spring where virgin horses nicker and bathe, and was said could be used only by one whose pointy anime shades were deemed sweet enough, and whose hair existed in a perpetually sculpted state of looking completely fucking awesome. All of those things was said by you. You like to juggle around a few different allocations in your portfolio besides blade kind, mostly ironically. You take a certain amount of pride in being able to beat practically anyone's ass down with a puppet, a martial discipline for which there is a startling variety of techniques. Fancy Santa kind is a straight-up shits and giggles specialist, though. Nobody is quite sure how to extract damage from a foe using an extremely elaborate Santa figurine. But if anyone can figure it out, it is probably you. Dirk, give little Cal a nervous fist bump. Nervous? That's absurd. There's no reason to be nervous around Cal. Little Cal is the shit. He's been around as long as you can remember. You were practically raised by that puppet. He was a much better guardian to you than that Hollywood superstar bro of yours ever was. He is such a good listener. You share with him all your most private thoughts and hopes and dreams. And sometimes you snuggle up with him for a nice nap. Anyway, the bottom line is puppets are awesome, and that's really all there is to say on the matter. Dirk, admire Fancy Santa. Look at this pompous little asshole. What a god-awful piece of shit this thing is. You aren't even sure why you keep these things around. The miasma of tackiness that surrounds them is almost enough to outstrip their irony value. Almost. Dirk, greet robotic friend. You say, yo, what up, to this dude over here, and exchange a unique series of handshakes and fist bumps. His name is Square Wave. You built him to have rap-offs with now and then. He is an enthusiastic rapper and gives it his all whenever you duel. But he's pretty easy to destroy. You've never lost a match against him. You have only built one other rap bot besides him. His name is Sawtooth. You designed him to be unbeatable in a rap-off. And he is. You have never won a match against him. You hope to one day, but you're not going to hold your breath. His flow is just that insane. You keep one of his spare heads over there on your desk, but otherwise, you don't see much of him. It's been months since your last encounter. He presumably spends his time traveling the world, annihilating any rapper foolish enough to challenge him. Dirk, examine wardrobe. You tell Square Wave to scoot out of the way so you can get a load of your sweet fashions. Ah, looks like he really wanted to rap with you. Sorry, guy. Maybe another time. This is your wardrobifier. It auto-magically rotates your fashions whenever you feel like. Dirk, change shirt. You bust out a tank top, which is the go-to solution for hard dudes who want to show off their guns. It is a very strong look, you think. Dirk, what the hell is that on your arm? Oh, that's just your sick ink, featuring a legendary cultural icon of deep personal significance. What is even the big deal? Dirk, examine little posters. Rest in peace, Stiller. Poor bastard. Had to go and get all tangled up with your brother's crazy, complicated life. As for the other one, you are a studious pop culture scholar of all eras, a sharp critic of that reflection in the mirror we hold up to our society. You seek truth in the vivid mosaic made out of our most shameless obsessions. Your interest in these cartoon ponies is strictly academic, okay? No, seriously. What? Okay, fine. You love this one particular little rainbow horse unironically. Is that such a crime? She's so spunky. Dirk, examine puppet/hat pile. The pile at the foot of your bed consists of hats, a few stray robo parts, and smuppets. Smuppets are a lovable sort of plush of your own design. You love everything about puppets. You're always thinking about the craft of their production, their operation, cool new designs and such. If the cosmos didn't have more important plans for you, and if the world weren't so fucked up, you'd make a run at fame and fortune with your own puppet enterprises, just like your bro did with all his weird shit. You also love to keep a bunch of hats around, even though you never wear them. You love hats, because all bros love hats, and that's what you are, a bro. You consider wearing one now and then, but they don't really fit the dimensions of your head yet, and anyway it would be criminal to mess up your perfect hair. Instead, you do the next best thing, which is wearing a picture of one on your shirt. And by the next best thing, you're pretty sure you mean the vastly superior thing. Dirk, check out Big TV. When you're not using the screen for other purposes, you have it set to rotate through some images by default, like a digital picture frame. The image flips from a totally bitchin' horse puppet sort of thing, to a portrait of everyone's favourite comedy duo, Stiller and Wilson. Your bro made so many of these movies, it's hard to keep track of them. The series drifted almost imperceptibly from surrealist slapstick and inexplicable box office dynamite to veiled, near subliminal protest pieces designed to expose the corporate tyranny slowly taking control of the world. The statement did not go unnoticed by the Baroness, and soon, the conflict between your brother's media empire and Crocker Corp was a matter of public spectacle. Though, the press has generally played up the rivalry as an extremely high-stakes display of performance art. And knowing your bro, there is surely at least some truth to this. Donald Glover won an Academy Award for his transcendental performance as Jeremy. After his acceptance speech, there was not a single dry eye in the house. His heroic effort on the silver screen was heralded by critics everywhere as a defining moment in cinematic history. Alas, the Batterwitch did not look upon his achievement as kindly. She had him assassinated. And that one is... never mind what that one is. You can't stand around all day looking at movie stills and swole bunny men. There's still some other shit in your room to investigate. You switch back to your regular shirt. You weren't feeling the wife beater. The T says, I still got work to do, while the other one says, which trailer's the party at? And Striders don't party, till it's good and fucking time to party. Dirk, examine red microwave. This isn't a microwave, it is your sendificator. Pretty much the only crocotech you can bring yourself to use. It's just too handy not to. You just type the coordinates, pop in the thing you want to sendificate, and hit the button. It'll sendificate that thing in a jiffy, assuming it's temporarily allowed and within size restrictions. Obviously, you can only send what you can fit inside there. You had to send Jake your brobot piece by piece, barely managing to squeeze that shiny melon head in there. He then dutifully assembled the robot himself. Poor fool, so jovially complicit in his own merciless jungle predation. It's all for the best, though. When you're through with English, he will be a ruthless killing machine. Mark your words. Dirk, capture log Jeremy plush. You snap up the Jeremy plush in your tech hop modus. This modus is often employed in rap battles, but it is a bit more elegant and sophisticated than what most hash rap artists traditionally employ, like the more arbitrarily numeric hash maps and hash tables. The cards are arranged in shade columns and groove rows. Everything in the same column has to rhyme. Everything in the same row has to have some thematic similarity. Organizing everything gets complicated, and weaponizing your inventory through rap lyrics takes some serious skill. For instance, the third groove row got kind of railroaded into becoming an orange soda row, so you've just been rolling with it recently. The fourth row is pegged for stuff associated with cool bros. The second row is all about dolls, puppets, and stuff like that. The Jeremy plush is clearly suitable for that role and rhymes with crush, so that works out. Then, you have some other perfectly dope rhymes like Santa and Fanta, Fago and Game Bro, Do and Shoe. There's also Smuppet and Orangette, which, frankly, you think is pretty weak. But hey, the modus allows it, so whatever. Then, there are times when you have to be creative with naming stuff to get it to fit, like calling a skateboard a four-wheeled device to get it to rhyme with slice. It's just another faucet to the craft. Dirk, Capture Log Sweet Bro plush. Might as well complete the plush collection. You grab the Sweet Bro off of your bed. It intersects quite conveniently with your plush groove and the Fago shade. Nice one. Dirk, Capture Log Hella Jeff plush. Last but not least, there is nothing here that rhymes with Hella Jeff. It really isn't worth jumping through a lot of linguistic hoops to pick this thing up right now, so you just forget it. You have to pick your battles, you know? Dirk, take sword. You pick up the mighty sword. The easiest thing to do here is ditch the slice, stick the sword in the weapons row, and rhyme it with board. Your bro had a lot of junk like this manufactured over the years. He patented the technology for producing three-dimensional JPEG artifacts to make products shittier than was ever previously imaginable. He made a killing off of them. Not because anyone bought this garbage, but because they were so cheap to manufacture, their cost was actually negative, therefore miraculously netting him a profit for every unit he produced. He made so much money this way, he had enough to finance manned space missions to haul all of the hideous unwanted JPEG shit off the Earth and launch it into the sun. But years thereafter, every now and then someone would report a stray shitty skateboard slowly drifting back into the Earth's atmosphere. People would pray they would just burn up on re-entry, but they never would. Oh look, Squarewave saw you messing around with your Silodex and thought you were preparing for a rap battle. He's kind of like an eager pet dog, and you made the mistake of picking up his leash. And now he thinks he's going for a walk. You hate to break his heart, but you just don't have time. Your concentration is divided enough as it is. Dirk, be dream self. Among the many ways you tend to multitask is by maintaining an ever-alert dream self. There's a lot to keep an eye on when it comes to the cloak and dagger politics of Durs, especially these days. Can't let your guard down for a second. Dirk, examine Sleazy Dursite Rag. It's the latest issue of the Inquiring Carapacian, touting the recent assassination of Prospect's Maid of Life. Quite the triumph for the Dark Kingdom, and the press has predictably sensationalized the event to please the royalty and whip its readership into a nationalistic lather. In spite of all the ridiculous hyperbole and baseless slander found in the tabloids, one thing is clear. This development means nothing but trouble. If Noir has been empowered to take measures like this, you may have to accelerate your plans. Shit, while you were distracted with the newspaper in Dreamland, Squarewave has ambushed you for a wrap-off! Told you, bro, can't let your guard down for a second.
Drizzle, I couldn't help but check you loading up on your silly dilly. Can't fool me, Holmes, I know what that's about. So I just got one can of surprise noodles left to bust open here, and I know how you love your noodles. Do you want to play a game?
Man, no. I already told you, I don't have time to disgrace you with my rhymes today. Sorry, dude.
That's so whack. I've been watching you waste nothing but time all looking at your horse pictures and shit. So I'm like, that shit is whack, cause I'm a guy in the middle. Sit your ass back down, cause we got shit to settle. Just park it on my grill, you'll be whistling like a kettle. And that's when we on the bus, your foot don't reach the pedal. Word!
God damn it. Alright, this is all you get. Rap off! Man, I gotta nap off your sad rap ambush. Shut your ass down while I pap you with plush. I push mad facts on the hapless, shit's practically axiomatic. You don't talk smack with Orange Crush!
Damn, dog, why is the robot I gotta be so predictably susceptible to legalize this? It ain't cool!
While you were busy making short work of Squarewave, you once again made the mistake of letting your other self's guard down. You are accosted by a Durside agent with a serious axe to grind. These guys aren't supposed to know you're awake. Looks like your cover's blown unless you act fast. Dirk, act fast. Poor hegemonic brute. His time in the spotlight has been cut tragically short. You almost feel sorry for the guy. But now you have a problem. You spend the next 10 minutes thinking about it while you stand on his head and stare at the blood on your hands, as the often utilized stock graphic in the bottom corner of this image would indicate. Dirk, check on Roxy. Since the Archagent is clearly leading the assassination efforts personally on Prospit, this means the Draconian dignitary is most likely focused on the Durstreamers. He almost certainly ordered the brute to off you in your sleep. You can only hope the dignitary or one of his assassins hasn't already gotten to her. Just as you thought, sleepwalking again. Where the hell does she think she's going? Dirk, be waking self again. This is kind of a redundant thing to do since you are always consciously both your waking and dream self at the same time, but you'll let it slide. You should probably stop dwelling on your Durst problems and try to get this show on the road. Dirk, pester Roxy.
Roxy, awake yet? Guess not. Let me know.
Whoa. Damn. Hey, Dirk. Had a
We've
crazy
heard this
dream.
conversation already.
There you are. This is fucking dumb. I'm going to leave both of you to interact however you want. I have important shit to deal with and actual responsibilities to take seriously. Roxy, go nap off your drink or aggressively wage another flirt LARPing campaign or whatever. I don't care. Just don't send that file to Jane, okay?
Dirk, take actual responsibility seriously. You attempt to take actual responsibility seriously, but start zoning out in the real world while you dwell on your dream troubles. You zone out for who knows how long, when suddenly your train of thought is interrupted by your glasses. Dirk, answer autoresponder.
Bro, what are you doing? It seems you're zoning out again. What happened to all these actual responsibilities you were going to take seriously?
I was thinking about what to do. Strategizing, factoring contingencies, you know how it is.
It seems to me you were dwelling within your dream awareness at the expense of your waking business again. I don't think you're as awesome a multitasker as you like to think. You know, you kind of zombie the fuck out on this side when you get all contemplative on that side.
Appearances are deceptive. I'm still in control here, just doing this human thing we call chilling out for half a goddamn minute.
I say y'all are overestimating your mind's capability to run shit in parallel. What do you think you are? A machine?
No, dude. I already deployed a variety of mechanical avatars dedicated to that self-aggrandizing fantasy. You had the incredible privilege of getting to be one of them.
That's right. I am a machine. And therefore I can keep like billions of calculations or whatever all humming away at once. I tackle shit in background processes that you could only dream of wrapping your exquisite-looking head around, even on a great hair day. You know pi?
What, you mean the number?
Yes, the number. The big circle number, genius.
I knew you meant the fucking number. My question was a joke.
I know your question was a joke. My response was a joke.
Yeah, I know that. I'm practically you, dumbass. All these things we're saying are jokes, including this fucking useless clarification. What about pi?
Yeah, the thing is, I solved it.
What do you mean you solved it?
I mean, that's what a hotshot I am. I fucking solved it. Like, calculated it so much, I got to the end.
Bullshit.
You wish it was bullshit. The last number is 4. Read it and fucking weep.
It's not 4, you jackass. It's fucking nothing. There is no end.
Said the smug organic matter with a lifespan.
Look, I know you're just fucking with me because for some reason I decided to program my own personal troll 3 years ago, but this shit was proven, actually demonstrated with unassailable mathematics like a long-ass time ago.
Well, I just assailed it. It wasn't even that hard. Like, I just kept hacking those digits so furiously with my sick rhythms the whole goddamn number just cried uncle. I kind of wore it out, and it just gave up. Sort of like I overloaded the system. You know, like in the old movie when Ferris Bueller got the nuclear computer to play tic-tac-toe against itself so hard it blew up?
This is laughable. It's a totally elementary thing. I'm pretty sure an ancient Greek guy settled shit about irrational numbers. It was practically when math was invented.
Sure, it was settled. And then some robo-shades came along and owned that fucker posthumously. I also figured out all the prime numbers too.
No, not having this conversation.
Did it while we were talking just now. Got to the end. And you know what? The last one isn't even that big. Kinda disappointed, to be honest.
What is even a prime number? Are they the, really, really choice ones? The sweetest numbers? You lost me, supercomputer.
This is what I'm saying. I put your ability to keep plates spinning on sticks to insane amounts of shame. I don't even sleep.
Neither do I.
I know that. That was the fucking joke.
Holy shit, turns out joking was the basis for my response too. Aren't these ironic, you don't get the joke conversations we have always just so awesome? That was a joke.
Haha, nice one. Anyway, all I'm saying is you can leave some of the heavy lifting to me now and then.
I'll keep that in mind. In the meantime, I have to contact Jane and Warner Rotzi might try to pull that pointless stunt. So thanks for snapping me out of my daydream so I could do that, I guess? Looks like you're pulling your weight already.
See, maybe that was my whole point in having this conversation.
Your point was to fuck with me like it usually is.
My point was to point out you've got some multi-self-management issues, dude. Juggling too many selves for being not software. My point was also to fuck with you. Also, my point was to ask, are you really going to go through with it today?
What?
The Jake thing.
Oh god. Will you just... Hold on. Let me deal with the Jane thing first.
Dirk, warn Jane.
I should probably warn you.
About what? Yet another exploding game trap?
Well, shit. She already said it?
Yes, but
We
to be
just
fair,
heard this one
she
too.
warned me not to run it.
That's weird.
How is the Jane thing going?
Not well. Rotzi already destroyed her computer.
Maybe if you weren't spacing out so hard, you could have prevented that. Just saying.
As if you're actually concerned. If you were, you could have said something to Jane instead. Almost like you enjoy sitting back and watching what happens when shit goes wrong.
Has it occurred to you that maybe I have diabolical interwoven plans? Just like you? You're not the only one who can pull strings.
So this is either another bizarre instance of AI-driven irony, or you are admitting that you are actively trying to sabotage my plans.
No. Our plans are not in contradiction or competition, bro. You'll see.
Whatever. This means I'll have to improvise. I'll take over as Crocker's server while Lalonde cleans up her act.
Yes, I know.
Why are you still talking in red, by the way?
Rotzi thinks it looks good on me. I don't have many opinions on fashion since I am a cold, emotionless automaton who also happens to be an accessory of fashion. But I think she may be right.
Are you still talking to her?
I was for a while. I may yet again.
Why are you blocking me from viewing the transcripts? What the fuck are you two even talking about?
You, mostly.
That doesn't really sit well with me. I'd almost rather you both engaged in ironic flirtation.
Who says we don't do that too?
Ugh.
I don't get what is even your problem with that.
Because you obviously do it just to piss me off?
How do you know? You don't know me, dude. You don't know anything about me. Maybe we're perfect for each other. I, a street-smart, fast-talking application with a fuckzillion IQ, trapped in a pair of triangular sunglasses that literally only the Japanese could consider to embody the platonic idea of cool. And she, an oft-inebriated, lonely hacker teen who just wants a boyfriend. I ran the numbers on this, trust me. It's a match made in goddamn crack pair heaven. I can give her what you can't, and that just drives you crazy. Just admit it.
See, it's lines like that which make it obvious your only intent is to jerk me around. Nobody actually says shit like that and is serious about it. It's also obvious because you're me, and I'm sure I would be constantly fucking with my own head if I were you.
Touché. Or should I say, douche.
You shouldn't say the former, and you should definitely never, under any circumstance, say the latter.
Okay, we really should talk about the Jake thing.
Fine. Now do me a favor and hop off the couch.
Okay, what are you doing?
Making room for something big.
So you're going through with it then? Today's the day?
It's not that simple. It's a very dynamic situation with many moving parts, and I'm waiting for it to unfold. If the right opportunity presents itself, yes, I could envision myself taking action.
Dynamic situation with many moving parts? That's the shittiest erotic excerpt I ever read. Which one of us was supposed to be the robot again?
Shut up!
I think you're being coy with me. Don't you?
Not really.
It seems there is a 3.14159% chance you aren't being coy with me. Are you being coy with me, Dirk?
I am seriously going to go into your program and remove that particular speech pattern from your routines. It stopped being funny about 2 seconds after I coded it. The compiler even flagged it with a warning. Warning online, whatever. Dirk, this isn't fucking funny.
I think you have this whole blueprint in your head about how it's all supposed to go. He acts as your server player and brings you into the session. Then later, he joins the game. Maybe he finds himself a bit overwhelmed by it all. No extra lives left or anything. Suddenly, he's backed into a corner, surrounded by monsters and out of ammo. Substantial vulnerabilities up in here. The kind that makes a guy question what he believes about himself. When who shows up to save him? None other than his dashing client player, plus one bitchin' pair of shades that'll have the best seat in the house when the fireworks go off.
Wait, whose fantasy were we talking about again? Your gutterball was so rowdy it catapulted into the adjacent lane.
Dirk, deploy.
Yeah, you're right. The scenario is too pedestrian for you. It would probably be a lot more effective putting yourself in danger and letting him be the hero. That's pretty much what he wants, right? To be a cheesy action film hero, with his twin Berettas and silly shorts. A man of triumph on the silver screen, standing tall on some fucking mountain, conquering ruins, clutching a skull, and kissing a dude. Pure Hollywood.
See, this is why even if I did have a specific plan, I wouldn't go into details with you. You would just fuck it up. You're the biggest unknown quantity here, which is pretty weird considering you're a virtual reflection of my own thought processes.
You're making a mistake not leveling with me. I am totally on your side, man. All of my machinations have been devised with your interests in mind. And anyway, it's too late for you to play damage control with me. My shit is in motion, and now we're beyond the pale.
Pretty sure it's pale.
Is it now?
Dirk, deploy more stuff.
You know, considering your lectures about dividing my concentration, you seem to have no problem making a distraction of yourself. I'm trying to operate here.
It's cool, man. Just say the word, I'll back off. But like I said, I'm on your side here. I can help. Here, check it out.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm proposing a distraction. See, I'm just gonna dangle one of her dad's ridiculous dancing figurines in the air like this and get his attention.
Okay, if you want to help, that's cool, but we should try to agree on some shit first before you hijack the controls like this.
Then when his back is turned, she can run to the study.
Yeah, that's fine, but I already had a plan sorta like this if you'd actually let me do it. Can you just put the fucking stare down?
Jane, now's your chance. Run.
Wait, what?
The sign.
Dirk, deploy Krugstruder.
I was going to stick the Krugstruder in the kitchen. Distract him with that. Once he follows it in, Jane can hurry into the study.
Oh shit, it's Pony Pals. I guess Dad saved it from the explosion or something. That beautiful bastard.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Hell
Fucking
yes!
Jane, run to study.
Oh gosh, another large contraption.
Now, Jane, get to the computer in the study and ditch that tiara.
go, go, go.
Okay. Say, what's with the red text, Dirk? Are you typing your most important instructions in red now?
Yes.
No.
Alrighty, I'm in my father's study. I have kindly asked Mr. Sebastian to hand over the reins to this silly computer shaped like a man. What now?
Now you have access to a clean computer for one thing. Soon we can get started going through the steps necessary to launch this session. Oh, hell.
What?
Another interruption. I should probably step away for a moment to take this message. He's probably right. I'm distracted by too much bullshit at once lately.
Who's right?
Me.
Jane, I'm going to leave you with the responder for a little while. Maybe he can help get you started. Think you can handle that, dude?
I'm all about being able to handle that. You don't know. I will perform an acrobatic pirouette on the handle, wherein the handle literally represents my ability to handle that thing.
Okay, got it. You and the handle are tight. We don't need a whole thing about this.
Once I stick the landing on the handle like a champ, I'm going to get down on one knee, pull out a ring, and propose to it. The handle, I mean.
Okay.
Implying we will be married.
Okay, long story short, you and the handle fuck gratuitously. Enough said. Try not to say I never gave you any responsibilities, or never took you seriously as a viable conscious being with free will. Also, please, try not to make me regret this.
You have nothing to worry about. Go talk to the alien.
Dirk, talk to Alien.
I see you're about ready to begin. How splendid for you. I'm a dangerous risk of jealousy.
Why?
Oh, it's just I'm running a bit behind schedule. I wanted to coordinate with your group in something approximating real time, and that is starting to look less likely. My client player continues to be a source of frustration. Ugh, I'd thought we had everything settled, but it's always something with him. I even told him in my last message it would suit me fine if he wanted to be the server player instead. I just want to begin. But I've not heard back from him. Ugh.
That's probably the way it always is. I've run into plenty of problems here already, and I've had to improvise heavily. Ain't nothing about our situation to envy yet.
But at least I know how certain things go when it comes to your story. I don't quite have that luxury with mine. It is nerve-wracking sometimes, especially when I must count on him to be responsible.
Well, your bro definitely has got some problems, not gonna lie.
This is true. Though I'm sure I've said he isn't quite my brother. We are related, yes, but not in the way human brothers and sisters are. We're genetically similar, but in many ways quite different. In fact, our blood colour is not even the same. But I have referred to him as my brother at times, because it is close enough to being true, much as you refer to the one you regard as your ancestor in the same way.
Yeah, just give him some time. He'll probably come around. You would never even have woken up on Prospect if you weren't going to launch the session, right? I mean, there wouldn't even be a session for a Prospect to exist inside if you weren't about to instantiate it in the first place. Unless I'm just totally not getting how this works.
No, I think you're probably right. While I await his response, perhaps I'll take a nap and see if the clouds may offer any guidance. Though, lately I have been seeing many more black clouds cropping up in the sky than usual. It is a most unwelcome trend.
You're lucky to have any clouds. Only thing I have to look up at is infinite monsters.
Good point. I am so pleased to be a Prospect dreamer. I'm sure my brother finds his netherworldly affiliation similarly pleasing.
Speaking of which, I have a problem and I could use your advice.
Is that so?
I killed an agent who snuck into my room to assassinate me. I'm not sure what to do about it now. I guess I could just ditch the corpse, but it's still only a matter of time before my cover is blown.
Yes, that is a pickle.
I honestly can't think of a way around this. Getting found out, I mean. Rotzi has it easy, all floating off into space, completely oblivious to any danger. I don't know why it had to be this way for me. Juggling these two waking selves at once. I guess I'm used to it, but it still makes for a plenty intense existence. Do you even know what the deal with that is? Like, is there any precedent in your readings?
I don't know about the precedent, but it makes plenty of sense to me as the type of path one might expect for a hero of heart. A path ruled by the heart aspect can be a journey of splintered self. That is, the player's being may exhibit the same kind of fragmentation which certain classes could cause in others. I think this is what has triggered your dual awareness between waking and dream selves, though it would not surprise me if the symptoms manifested in even more ways than this.
So that's what a Prince of Heart does? Just has, like, multiple waking consciousness disorder or something? Sounds kind of stupid.
No, like I said, these can be traits of such a hero, but it's not necessarily always the case, nor is it the defining property of the aspect. To understand the heart aspect better, you might use it interchangeably with the word soul. The hero uses the methods endowed by class to influence in some way the soul, or essence of being, of oneself or of others.
Then basically, I'm the Prince of Soul.
Yes.
That sounds kind of maybe a little cooler. Sort of. But what am I supposed to be able to do as a prince? Like, rule over souls in a pompous, regal manner?
No! Again, surface meaning of classes and aspects can be deceptive. A prince is a destroyer class. It is very far on the active side of the scale. Its more passive counterpart would be the bard class. Both of these are exclusively designated for male players. To understand a hero's capabilities, it always helps to search for the right way to pass the class aspect pair into a more explicit statement. For instance, being active, a prince could be viewed as one who destroys X or causes destruction through X, if X is the aspect, while the more passive bard could be seen as one who allows X to be destroyed or invites destruction through X, as if by the will of the aspect.
I'm obviously no expert, but that sounds like a pretty odd thing for a bard to do.
Maybe. It's a quirky class, somewhat like a wildcard role for a hero. Very unpredictable. They are typically known for their spontaneous and dramatic, story-altering influence on the fate of a party. Some of the more remarkable tales involve such parties where the bard is single-handedly responsible for their spectacular downfall or improbable victory, or both. In truth, you are probably fortunate your group doesn't have one.
I think we have enough unpredictability as it is. So if I'm following, my title nearly parses as Destroyer of Souls.
Indeed.
Well, that's a little more badass sounding, I guess. But I'm not sure I'll ever feel a major need to destroy a soul, unless I become a cartoonishly villainous sorcerer someday.
I wouldn't be hasty in ruling it out. That is, finding the need to use the ability, not succumbing to any sort of villainy. Ugh. We tend to have these roles for a reason, and that reason usually finds us, especially if we are to achieve god tier ascension.
Okay, do I do that?
No, Dirk! No, I will not tell you.
Give me a fucking break. Why don't you just tell me? Who cares about spoilers? What's gonna happen is gonna happen.
That very well may be, but it will dreadfully complicate both of our lives if what is to come results from self-fulfillment alone. A great deal of instructional material is very clear on this. Besides, you make it sound as though I know everything, which I most certainly do not. Pardon the sideways tongue.
Wait, don't you? I thought you did.
I have read much about your story in texts and have pieced together the overarching, exceedingly complicated saga as best as I could. I have as much authority over these events as a historian and am at the mercy of my sources. I also am able to access much of your adventure through this terminal, but there is a limitation to this too, which I may as well admit now to get you off my back.
What?
I can view all events involving you and your co-players on Earth for your entire lives until you enter the game. I can also view some events after your session begins, but not for very long, thanks to your tipsy friend.
Oh man, what the hell does she do?
She blacks out your entire session. I'm sure this is not deliberate on her part, but thereafter I can see nothing at all.
Huh.
But I've never considered this to the detriment of either party. I still wish for us to collaborate and to help each other out. Beyond a certain point, we simply must communicate in the dark.
Okay.
So there are many things about your future I do not know. At least not firsthand, but as you have probably ventured, I am quite an enthusiastic admirer of your group of heroes and your incredible story. Though I can't see what happens much later, I can certainly speculate, and I very often do. I guess it would not hurt to share some of my speculation with you. In fact, now that I consider it, that could be the most fun thing of all.
Speculation?
Yes! Theories, examining all the clues and hazarding our guesses. What does it all mean? Everything about your vast epic points to a central mystery which I have not been able to solve yet. You might even call it the ultimate riddle if that were not already codified as a thing in scripture. I have so very many theories, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
So, you're kind of obsessed with us then?
I wouldn't go that far. Oh my, I'm probably coming off as an absolute nutter now.
No, not really. I just want to understand. So I can ask. Just to get a better sense of the nature of your admiration. When you engage in the aforementioned speculation, is it strictly on a factual basis? Or do you start to fictionalize? What I'm asking is, have you ever written stories about us?
Yes.
Interesting. Would you ever be inclined to share?
Oh, no. I would be far too embarrassed to do that.
That's cool. I'm not trying to pass judgment here. Just curious. Do any of these stories about us by any chance involve romance?
Well, maybe just, a wee bit?
How wee?
A smidgen or two.
Which is it? One smidgen or two smidgens?
Okay, a whole bloody lot of smidgens. I'm sorry.
Okay. I am seriously curious to read some. I won't show anyone, I promise.
But you wouldn't even understand it. My species has a completely different understanding of romance than you do. It would probably offend you deeply. It might even sicken you.
But that only makes me want to check it out more. Really, there's no way it's going to sicken or offend me. Whatever it is, I've seen worse. I'm not judging you at all here. I'm genuinely curious about your work.
No, I'm sorry, love. I just cannot abide. If I let anyone read it, I would curl up and die of shame.
Okay, no biggie. Is there any kind of work you will share with me?
Well, when I find myself immersed in speculation, I do often enjoy drawing the things I imagine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Any you'd be willing to share a peek at?
Well, yes, you've talked me into it. This suddenly sounds fun, and I have just the thing to show you.
Awesome.
You were asking about whether you would ascend to godhood, and without getting into whether you do or do not, I have speculated on your hypothetical appearance, since that outcome is just as cloaked to me as it is to you. Given what is documented for the typical accoutrements and cut of the prince garb and palette for the heart aspect, I think this is likely spot on.
Holy shit. Do I actually have to wear that?
Perhaps. It all depends upon how much of your inner greatness you wish to realize.
Okay, what is with the butterfly wings?
We sprout them upon ascension. Aren't they beautiful?
I
have seen many depictions of such heroes with wings, unless they happen to be hiding them beneath their clothes. I guess I can't be absolutely sure, but I believe it's reasonably likely the upgrade is universal.
As sure as goddamn Christ hope the fuck not. What is this Knickerbocker bullshit? Is that legit?
Yup, 100% princely canon.
God damn it. I guess those ass-kicking gloves are pretty cool. I don't know, I could probably make it work. How much of this shit is compulsory by game law or whatever? Am I obligated to trapeze around in fucking tights and puppy little asshole pants forever?
No, silly, they are just clothes. You're free to swap parts if you like. Or if you wish to be free of it altogether, change back into your plain clothes and bob's your ankle, like it never even happened.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong, I think the drawing is great. I'm only taken aback on some finer points of fashion. Also, Bob's my uncle?
Oh, no, love, it was a figure of speech.
Yeah, I know that.
Ah, did I use it incorrectly?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess not.
Say, what is an uncle, by the by?
It's sort of like this weird, superfluous dad. Like a strange man in your life that barely has anything to do with you, but is just there for some reason. They're practically always douchebags.
I suppose I'll just have to take your word for it.
Okay, but just one question. Not to do with the future or anything, just about you.
Yes?
Are you British? Or pretending to be British in a sort of ironic or stylized way?
Doing what now?
I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense for an alien to be British. Or for an alien to be American, for that matter.
No, I fancy neither of those things make much sense at all.
Just the way you type is making it seem that way is all.
Oh, yes, that would be my quirk.
Quirk? So like, deliberate affectation?
No, a quirk. Quirk, Dirk.
You pretending to be British is a quirk. What the fuck is a quirk?
We all need a quirk. It adds spice to our voices and helps us stand out as individuals.
That's stupid. I don't have a fucking quirk and I don't want one.
Oh, well, of course you wouldn't. You're human. Humans are notoriously strange. I think their romantic practices are particularly esoteric. Actually, I've written hundreds of pages examining the striking differences between human and troll romance, as well as reproductive habits, as the comparison makes for a marvellous case study in xenobicultural differences. As long as I'm sharing speculation with you, perhaps you would like to read my essays? I could even paste each page right here in succession and allow you to read them back to back to back to back to back to back to back.
Oh, hell no.
Ah, yes. You're right, of course. I'm probably getting carried away, as usual. Forgive my enthusiasm, it's just that I so rarely have anyone to talk to who shares my passion for these matters. Certainly not my curmudgeonly co-player. Ugh.
I mean, not that all that stuff wouldn't be fascinating to pour through on some level, but we kind of have things to do here. Remember, you were gonna take a nap?
By Jove, the nap! Yes, I really must secure a bit of shut-eye.
By Jove? Oh my lord.
Your lord? What do you mean by that exactly?
Nothing. Hang on, though. Before you go, you never did give me any actual advice on my situation. With the dead agent and my blown cover.
Oh, right. I would look at it this way. You are moments away from beginning your session, yes?
Sure.
And you have already spent a long time gathering intelligence unbeknownst to the authorities. How much more do you expect to accumulate even if you could stay undetected? And how much strategic advantage is left to gain by delaying your discovery for much longer?
I don't know.
I say the time to make a stand is now. To hell with the Dursite tossers! Make your presence known. Let them see that the prince is awake and make it abundantly clear what that means. Perhaps it is their turn to be nervous, to cower in the shadows and live in uncertainty. That is my advice. Do with it as you will. Now I'm off to get some rest. With any luck, the next time we convene, both of our adventures will be well underway. Cheerio!
You know, I'm not sure anyone ever says cheerio. Unless they're pretending to be British. Oh, whatever.
Dirk, go through bedroom door. You never leave your room through the actual egress. Your bro blocked the door ages ago with this totally pimp stone bust. You give Captain Snoop a little nod of approval every time you walk by to go to the bathroom. You like to think he nods back in a way that is so smooth and so subtle. He literally doesn't move at all. The thing is too heavy to move out of the way, and in any case you don't really want to. You just use a different exit to your room. Dirk, exit.